There is a secret that only a few people know. But it has the power to completely change your life. Something so simple that most people ignore it. And yet so powerful, it can open doors that once seemed impossible. And here's the most fascinating part, you don't have to tell anyone. In fact, the quieter you practice this secret, the faster you'll see results. Life feels complicated when we fight against circumstances. But what if, instead, you could make the universe work in your favor? Imagine meeting the right people at the perfect moment. Imagine doors opening effortlessly before you. Sounds too good to be true. Keep listening. Because today, you'll discover what you must do in silence to activate this energy and let life flow in the most extraordinary way. Before we continue, take a moment and say to yourself, I trust the flow of the universe. Even this simple statement begins to tune your energy to the right frequency. Now, let's reveal the secret. What you're about to learn is not just a spiritual belief or some motivational idea. Consciousness science has already shown us, reality is not fixed. It is a projection, shaped by the mind. That means, by changing your inner state, you can literally transform your entire experience of life. Researchers explain that our consciousness interacts with what they call the neural field, an invisible matrix where all possibilities already exist. Those who learn to align their mind with the right vibration begin to experience synchronicities and extraordinary events. What many call luck or fate is nothing more than a reflection of your inner programming. And here's the crucial part, the greatest breakthroughs happen when you work in silence, without outside interference. There's a reason spiritual masters practice in stillness. The truth is simple, what you do in secret carries far more power than what you show to the world. When you share your plans before they manifest, your energy scatters. Your vibration weakens. And the opinions of others interfere with your process. Think about it. How many times have you had an amazing idea, shared it with someone, and instantly felt the excitement fade away? This happens because the moment you speak it out loud, you open the door to energies that don't align with your vision. There's even a neurological explanation. The brain doesn't fully distinguish between talking about something and actually doing it. When you reveal your plan too soon, your brain releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical. You feel as if some of the work is already done. And that false satisfaction drains the motivation you need for real action. Now look at the great achievers. They didn't announce every step. They acted first, and then shared results. By protecting their focus and guarding their energy, they created a strong vibrational field, powerful enough to bring visions into reality without disruption. And this doesn't only apply to big projects. Even small, quiet actions can create massive change. If you want to attract something into your life, visualize it. Feel it as if it's already real. But don't rush to tell everyone. Let that vibration grow inside you. A new project, a new skill, a new habit. These flourish most powerfully when you don't depend on outside approval. Silent progress generates unstoppable momentum. And many of the most valuable achievements, changing your mindset, healing emotionally, evolving spiritually, do not need to be shared with others. Celebrate those victories quietly. The universe rewards those who trust the process, without needing to prove anything. When you learn to direct your energy in secret, and stop worrying about what others think, something amazing begins to happen. Opportunities show up right on time. Results appear unexpectedly. And doors that once seemed locked, begin to open effortlessly. Why? Because your vibration stays pure, untouched by outside doubts. The secret is this. Trust your own power, more than your need for approval. Manifestation flows more naturally when you act with calm intention, instead of rushing to show the world what you're creating. Reality always responds to those who master the art of silence. True creative power is born in stillness. And now that you understand the strength of silent action, let's go deeper and explore another key element: how your subconscious mind shapes manifestation. Most people believe their lives are shaped by external factors, luck, circumstances, or opportunities. But the truth is this: everything you experience is a reflection of the programs stored deep in your subconscious mind. The beliefs you absorbed as a child quietly, but powerfully, shape your reality. If you grew up hearing that life is hard, money is scarce, or success is only for the chosen few, those ideas became imprinted in your subconscious and turned into automatic patterns that guide your actions, often without you even realizing it. Your subconscious is like a massive database. It holds your memories, emotions, and perceptions, and all of these directly influence your decisions. It doesn't distinguish between real and imagined. It only responds to what you repeat again and again. If your mind is tuned to scarcity, you'll keep running into struggles and obstacles. But when you learn how to reprogram your subconscious, you can align your vibration with abundance. And suddenly, new doors begin to open. Here's the key: life doesn't just respond to your conscious desires. It also reflects what your subconscious accepts as truth. If, deep down, you feel unworthy or incapable, your actions will mirror that belief. Opportunities might appear right in front of you. But if your mind isn't ready, you won't notice them, or you'll unconsciously sabotage them. To change your reality, you must teach your subconscious a new story. And how do you do that? Through repetition, visualization, and emotion. When you replace limiting thoughts with empowering affirmations, when you live as if they're already true, your vibration shifts. And the universe responds to that new frequency. If you want to reprogram your mind to attract opportunities, start with your words. Pay attention to what you say every day. If you often repeat, "I never get lucky," "Money is hard to earn," "Nothing ever works out for me," you're reinforcing the very cycle you want to break. Instead, replace those statements with affirmations like, "Opportunities come to me with ease," "Abundance is a natural part of my life," "The universe always works in my favor." But here's the secret: it's not enough to just say the words. You must feel them. The subconscious responds to emotion. So visualize, believe, and act as the version of yourself who already lives this new reality. When the new programming becomes natural, change begins to feel almost magical. And now that you understand how the subconscious influences manifestation, we can go even deeper. Let's talk about something called the flow state, and how it creates synchronicities that open the right doors, without effort. Have you ever felt that everything was just falling perfectly into place? As if the universe itself was guiding you. The right people showing up at the right time. Doors opening when you least expected it. Opportunities appearing out of nowhere. That's the flow state. It happens when you are fully present in the moment. Free from resistance, free from fear. Your mind isn't stuck in the past, it isn't worried about the future. It's simply aligned with the now. And when you're in that state, synchronicities appear, meaningful coincidences that are anything but random. They are the reflection of your vibration matching the reality you desire. Carl Jung described synchronicity as events so perfectly aligned that they feel orchestrated by a higher intelligence. When your inner energy is harmonious, the outer world mirrors that order. Coincidences accelerate your progress. Doors swing open with ease. But here's the question: why do some people live in flow, while others feel stuck in constant struggle? The difference is resistance. Every time you desperately want something, but feel anxious or afraid you won't get it, you're actually creating the vibration of lack. The paradox of manifestation is this: the harder you chase something, the further it can drift away. Why? Because attachment creates resistance. And resistance shows up as doubt, anxiety, or the constant need to control how things unfold. If you keep checking for results, asking when your life will finally change, or getting frustrated when progress feels slow, you're sending the universe a clear message: you don't fully believe that what you desire is already on its way. The secret is learning to cultivate surrender and trust. This doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means taking action without tension, without desperation, without rush. When you learn to trust the flow of life, reality begins to rearrange itself in surprising ways. Non-resistance is deeply connected to the acceptance of the present moment. Many people fall into the trap of fighting their current reality, complaining about what's missing. But the truth is this: whatever you resist, persists. When you fight lack, you reinforce it. When you reject your situation with frustration, you vibrate at the very frequency that keeps it alive. The key is balance: to set your intentions clearly, but release emotional dependence on the outcome. Think of a gardener who plants a seed, and then digs it up every day to see if it has sprouted. That impatience disrupts the natural process. And the same happens when you try to force the timing of the universe. The ideal state for attracting what you want is feeling complete, here and now. When you realize your happiness isn't tied to some future achievement, your vibration rises, and your desires arrive faster. The universe responds to the energy of abundance, not the energy of lack. So how do you practice non-resistance? Through gratitude. True gratitude dissolves barriers. It shifts your mind into a state of worthiness and openness. The more you appreciate the present moment, the more reasons the universe gives you to keep appreciating. When you release control and trust the flow, life becomes easier. Opportunities arrive at the right time. Answers appear without effort. And doors open when you least expect them. The universe doesn't respond to desperate need. It responds to calm confidence. And now that you understand the power of non-resistance, here's your invitation: turn knowledge into practice. Nothing changes by simply knowing. Change comes through action. The universe is always ready to open doors, but your vibration and your choices decide which doors will open. So commit to practicing at least one of these techniques each night before sleep. Strengthen your new identity with visualization and affirmations throughout the day. Nurture gratitude. Step into flow. And trust that life is moving in your favor. And above all, protect your intentions. Let your energy grow strong before you share it with the world. That's it for now. We've reached the end of this journey. Thank you for your time and your presence.